great. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to start with. Bukit Vista 2. It's on the Reservation Guild paper. Okay. All right. One of my first things I'd like to do is actually get this started. Hey Google, turn off the music. I know we're supposed to actually have these things written before, but for the moment, they're not there. I'd like us to have actually the first thing as a text expander for the guild. So what do you think about this text expander? We use RESG as a text expander for this guild.
Yeah, probably will be good.
Okay, all right. So, Dominic, can I put you to be the secretary?
Okay.
All right, and I think Cynthia is also coming in right behind me as well now. Let's see. The things that we talked about we would have over here, I think we'll go ahead and put it over on this side. Okay, so let's start with this. We'll take a look at some of the challenging situations from last time, and we'll discuss about what to do in an alteration. So, what to do if there's an alteration and there's an adjustment on BVAR. Question, so what do we do now if there's an adjustment? Do we modify BVAR or do we not modify BVAR? Over to Dominic.
If there's a modifier.
There's already a reply. Okay, to Cynthia.
Sir. Yeah, we need to adjust the BFAR.
Okay.
If there's an alteration on the game, it's not updated automatically.
Okay, understood. You need to have an adjustment of BVAR. So that did that have any repercussions? Because doesn't adjusting BVAR create those weird revenue problems that we saw before?
I'm not sure, sir, because when I adjust the thing on BFAR, I also adjust the revenue that so
okay.
I just make new apps on all the things.
Okay, got it. Okay, if that's been resolved, then let's at the moment let's just go ahead and temporarily remove that. So we can go ahead and remove that item as part of our whole business and do that. Okay, so then next item of business is actually from Tendi. Tendi asked what to do if you got an alteration for a change of date, but the new dates didn't move on Toki after the guest accepts the change of dates. The block's still on the reservation. This one we never actually had a sub-discussion on. Let's keep that as part of old business then. And then Tendi asked, what do you do if you want guest special offer, stay more than 3 days, and the button is stuck loading? Right, that one has already been accounted for. We call that a snail. So that's essentially a case where we need to reset the calendar. And I believe that we already have that in the reservation case study. Okay, Mr. Secretary, let's go ahead and remove the bottom 3 cases here, right? Or just this case here.
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
Am I the secretary or Cynthia?
Sorry. Yeah, I'd like to nominate Dominic to be my secretary for today.
Yeah, because I didn't have access to the paper of the reservation show.
Oh, smack! All right, let's get you access then, Dominic. So, I'll invite you in. Dominic.
No, that's all. No.
No, never even got the melody started. So there you go. All right, Dominic, you're at it. So now you have edit capabilities. Let's just go ahead. I'll go ahead and delete these 2 orders of business, and once you're in, just let me know. All right. So we're still doing the reservation recovery process. I think this is going to be somewhat challenging because right now we have scheduling issues. As you can see, the different people who work on reservations is really difficult to get everybody in the same room at the same time. Alvin has his day off. Squad 2 has a sync up. And Squad 1, they're going out to host right now. So this consciousness, I think, will be somewhat challenging unless we figure out a more fast or proactive way to do this. I'm going to open a discussion for this. how well is this reservation guild working, and do we think that this is the correct format to learn about reservations? I'm opening a discussion on this topic. Do I have a second? Okay, all right. So please, does anybody have anything that they'd like to share?
I think I agree with you that this is a correct format to learn how to do a reservation since all the friction we got on reservation is written on this guild and we will discuss it together.
Okay.
And also like I do content team also have like reservation guild paper that they put I know what in Trello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also helping for the reservation team doing better on reservation also.
Okay. All right. So we should continue the format then, in your opinion. Yeah. Okay. Over to Cynthia. Cynthia, what do you think? Oh, I'll mic out. Wait, give me a second. Cynthia, we'll trade mics here. I'll mic out and go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Cynthia. Mhm. I think so, yeah. Okay, all right. Do you have any proposals, Cynthia, for what times would actually work better? Because you work also in operations too as well. Is it usually better in the mornings? Is it usually better if it's shorter? What sort of format works more in line with your experience? Mm. Right. Okay, all right. So perhaps we can actually move it to the morning at 11. I think what we need actually, Cynthia, okay, thank you very, very much. Dominic's on a phone call, so, okay, thank you very much. I see Dominic's on a phone call, so I'll just speak, and I think Dominic can hear. The idea, I think, is we need a general calendar for for the entire company. So because now I think we have so many meetings and we have so many sync ups that is starting to overlap. So I would like to recommend before we pick a new time, I think we need to see where all the other time slots are and figure out what is a good spot for us. Hey, this is funny. I can see the back of my head. It looks like a monk. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, just join me over here. Just join me over here. That's the best way because we're in the same room. Otherwise, the echoes will be overbearing.
How if we like make a course, like and then maybe currently,
Right.
so everyone can feel that, so we can know.
We just put it on the all hands. Yeah, we can use the all hands for it because on the all hands there's a calendar, so everybody can plug their calendar in, and then we can see what it is.
Yeah, so I think that would work, and then we could find time that everybody.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good. All right. I think the secretary is busy right now, so maybe I can ask Cynthia. Can we put an order of new business?
Oh, sure.
Oh, right. Okay. So Cynthia needs to get on the. Right. Okay. Okay. This is pretty normal. I mean, every guild will have times when it's a little bit easier to run.
There will not be, but what is bentrok in English?
Collision?
Collision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially a collision. A double booking.
Double okay, overlapping.
Overlapping.
Overlapping, yeah. So everyone could join.
Hi, I'm sorry. Right.
Oh, okay. Dominic is back. Hi, Dominic. So,
I'm sorry, I just received a call from an owner.
nope, totally understood. So in this particular case, Dominic, what we're looking to do is this. Okay, let me appoint Dominic back to being the secretary then. Sorry, Cynthia. Yes, Dominic has returned. So what we want to do is we want to actually set a general calendar to see what the entire company schedule looks like, and all of those sync ups and such, so that we don't have essentially any more collisions. So we'll just propose to put a general calendar on the all hands, and then have every squad put in their dates. And that way, when we plan a reservation guild meeting, I think it'll be on a time that actually works better. Okay, Mr. Secretary, I think we can put in leadership, and we can put that on new business, please.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the meat of this discussion. The real thing that we're looking to do is to go here on the content side, take a look at some reservation cases, and then put these reservation cases into our zoo. So when I use the word zoo, Dominic, what do you think that means?
Library?
Yes, so essentially it's a case study library. We're trying to collect all these animals because we know that they happen more than once, and once we've identified them, then I think we have a better handle on how to deal with them, and we have more and easier communication tools to say, oh look, we're having a rabbit happening here, or we're having a chameleon happen here, or whatever it might be. Okay, so let's go into the wild, so to speak, and then find where our animals are and see if there's any new content has peeled out for us. So we got this one. So this is Evenji's inquiry yesterday. Well, I'm not sure if yesterday was actually yesterday, but he says, Bastian, hi, me and my wife Yulia are back in Kuta right now. We like your house. Can we stay there for 3 nights? Do you have a motorcycle for rent? Thank you very much. Okay, and then Chandra wrote back, thanks for reaching out. We don't have any availability, but we have this one. It's located in Bingen. Please kindly advise. All right, so. Okay, that's pretty funny, yeah. So we saw where the problem is. Let's see. I guess we have to go over here. And I actually don't have access to Bastian Wayana. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to the next computer, and we'll see how we could have answered this a little bit better, shall we? So just give me a minute. I'm going to log in over on the next computer. I'll mute out for the moment right now. Okay. So Bukit Vista 2. Okay, I'll stop sharing over on this side. Okay, how's it going, everyone? All right, I'm back. I've respawned. So, let's take a look here. Okay, that's good. Right. So let's take a look here and see if anybody has actually a better solution than this. I believe this is actually happening in a region that both Dominic and Cynthia are not experts on. Am I correct? This is in Padang Padang. So in this particular case, I think the solution is a little bit more how would I say it, more specific to the area. All right, let's ask you guys though. Just out of curiosity, Dominic, in your opinion, what could we have done better to process this reservation?
Because sorry, I do apologize that I give you wrong information, something like that probably.
Okay, so apology for giving wrong information.
Yeah.
Okay, over to Cynthia. What do you think could be done better in this particular case?
Oh.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Here, I'll trade mics with you again.
Okay.
So, go ahead. Ah, right. Okay, let's take a look and see if it was actually possible to send a special offer. And this is the link to the ID of the link. Let's go ahead and open it on Boston Wayana and see what we get. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this actually to finish loading. Oh, I muted. Oh god. Okay. All right. So we'll have to switch mics again. Okay. All right. So let's see. All right. Let's see what could have been done. So this was not possible. It was actually yesterday. And let's see what particular room was actually offered. So the room offered was in tropical sunny guest house. Let's see, number 7. So this looks like it's Tugas Asli, right? Okay, so it's Tugas Asli, and it was for. Go ahead, Dominic.
Yeah, it's the classic in
Yes, ma'am. You got it. Okay, so it wasn't available in Padang Padang. This was the best other alternative, I suppose. Dominic made a recommendation on the same, or sorry, Chandra made a recommendation on the same profile. All right. So back to Cynthia. Cynthia, what do you think could have been done better? Cynthia, let me just have you come over. the miking in and miking out is just going to be too much. All right, welcome in.
Hi. Okay. Yeah. I think we could send the guest special over since we consider special over. So at least, it will increase our action for our account. Then yeah.
Okay, so we've done a pre-approval at least then.
Yeah.
But let's see why perhaps, why did Chandra actually not make a special offer? I'm thinking that Chandra might have had the same problem that we're having here, which is if you see the issue, you have to keep on loading and scrolling, loading and scrolling, loading and scrolling, right?
Yeah.
And perhaps it's actually a little bit,
Take
a long time, right?
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
since
you're
there's a few
right.
hundred listings.
Yeah.
So in this particular case, I can kind of understand from a certain, I think we have two modalities. We have essentially a casual mode and we have a formal mode. So casual mode means in most cases where there's a lot of work to do and we need to be a little bit more fast. Perhaps there's another inquiry or there's another request that should be taken that has higher priority. So in those particular cases, I think we have a certain standard of how we answer the reservation. But then we have a formal mode that is more complete. That, okay, all right, if we really want to get this completely right, then we should scroll down.
Yeah.
And I don't know when, because as you can see,
There's a lot.
there's a lot, and I don't even see Kutumana anywhere in the first 6 load mores. So I think what the host has done is acceptable in terms of a casual mode, and perhaps is a little bit less acceptable in terms of a formal mode. But I think what we really have here is we have a tool constraint, right? So I've clicked I think 10 times now on this. Here it is. Finally, it is there. Okay, so number 7. But it's once again, it's not the one that we need.
Yeah.
So let me check. And there's no way I can actually write into the box. Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you think that this has been answered in the most efficient way possible given the circumstances, or was there a better way to do it? Okay, well, let me ask the question specifically to Cynthia. Cynthia, what do you think about this particular case?
Okay, I think if there's a lot of property and we will spend a lot of time if we look for
Yes.
the special offer, I think that's the good. Oh, not the good. If the basic step that we can do to reach the guest, to inform the guest that that property is not available, so we give them alternative. So I think that's good things to do for the follow-up. That's out of our control since there's also guest preferences and that they want to take it or not. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Interesting thought, Cynthia. Okay, over to you, Dominic, for discussion. What do you think about what Cynthia just said?
Yeah, I think it's also the same like what Cindy already said. We can just send the link to the guest and the guest can open the link and make re-inquiry, I think.
Okay, got it. Okay, so let's actually ask ourselves this question: is this the best that we can possibly do in this case, or is there a way that we could do better?
Yeah, if there's another property that available on that listing that Cindy are doing that property, it's probably special offer will be the best option, I think.
Okay, so we could spend some time ways to improve. Okay, so improvement. Oh, sorry, Mr. Secretary, I'm just gonna write this real quick. Yeah, improvement tips. So we could scroll down 20 times to find a special offer fit for the guest. But I think this is actually quite impractical meaning that it's a big use of our time. It's not a very effective use of our time, and then in the end, the guest might not actually book anyway. So there is a bit of a quandary here. There's another thing we can do, I think. Does anybody know what that could be? There's another option that we can look at to gain a little bit more certainty. Okay, here's my idea. We could ask the guest for a yes/no answer, and if they don't like it, we will give them another choice. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's one improvement we could do. But if we already have, let's say that, what's the next improvement after that? Can anyone think of it? Okay, let's say we run this for a while. So we say, hey, look, give me a yes or no, and if you say no, then I'll come up with another alternative for you. What's another way that you could solve that much faster?
Just give all the links to the guest.
Yeah! Okay. All right, give them A, B, C choice, right? So essentially A is good, B is good, and C is good, right? So what you can do is, let's say that's the next evolution, right? You can give them A, B, C choice. Say, hey, A is good, B is good for this, C is good for that. So you basically give them all the proxies down the line. You give them first proxy, second proxy, and third proxy right away. And that way, it reduces the amount of dialogue. And you need to label it, because later on they'll say, yes, I'm good with that, and you're not sure which one they actually said they're good at. Okay, there's one more even improvement on top of that. There's one more improvement. Even if you have that, there's another improvement. What can you do?
Sorry, before.
Okay.
Sorry, I stepped up. I think I read at the Reservation Guild SLA that we just give the guests two options. Since if they have a lot of options, they will
be confused. All right. So then let's very good. Let's stick to an A B choice. That way it's nice and clean. One more thing we can do to make it ultra slick. Oh, actually, this is probably it. Does anybody else have any ideas to make this even better?
Asking the guests their preferences.
Yeah. When?
Yeah.
Beginning. I usually use this A-text. It's called Trav Plan, and I'll show you what it says. Trav Plan. So, would you kindly tell us a little bit more about your travel plans to the area? I don't know how often this is being used now, and I actually don't know what guests are like. It's been a while since I've taken a full reservation. This was so effective in the very beginning when we did reservations, because when they tell you their travel plans, they've given you all the clues. They've given you where they will accept an alternative. You can look inside their itinerary, and what's even better is you can start even selling places that they did not inquire yet. Let's say you ask them about their travel plans and they say, I'll spend 2 days in Balamand, 3 days in Ubud, 2 days in Nusa Penida. Boom, boom, boom. You can sell them 3 reservations in one go, right? So that becomes actually a highly effective question to understand more about what this person is. Chances are too, if you get dialogue started with them, and if they start writing to you, they're more invested in you anyway. If they've told you all their travel plans, then they feel, wow, I told that host my entire travel plans. I hope they write back. And you write back. Then they probably won't talk to any other host, because they don't want to feel like explaining themselves over and over again to all these different people. They've already confided in you. They've already given you their plans. Now is a chance for you to actually close maybe not just one deal, but maybe multiple deals in this scenario. So asking for the travel plans definitely gives you their preferences preloaded before you even go and take any more reservations. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
So we could make more revenue from them.
From a single guest,
Yeah.
as essentially a good travel agent should be able to do.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Does that make sense? Have we refined this to the best possible case now? So okay, great. So we have that now. What should we call this? What kind of animal do we want to call this?
Animal?
Yeah. Okay, wait. I have a book.
Okay.
Alright, done.
Oh my God, where'd it go? Oh, here it is.
Hi,
Da, da,
Oh my
da.
god. Oh my god.
All right. Okay. So we have to decide. Do you want to be a sea animal or do you want to be a land animal?
Land.
Land.
Okay.
Okay. One decision each. Okay. Let's go to Dominic first. Sea or land?
Land.
Okay. So land animal. Do you want flying or not flying?
Flying, I think.
Okay, flying.
Yeah,
Okay, so we have to
flying.
pick a bird. All right. Cynthia, pick a bird.
Okay. Dominic, what kind of bird do you want?
Just pick a bird from the book. Here. Don't make a decision.
Okay. What's it? Wait. Bonaparte.
Bonaparte gull.
Wait, where's the
Bonaparte gull. That's a bit complex. How about let's just call that
there's
a
gull.
gull? Maybe a
Western
gull. Okay. All right. So we'll call this a western gull. So western gull, I think, is a tactic whereby what? Why am I in here? What? Digital marketing. How did I get here?
Oh, I think you.
Oh, right.
The-
Okay, so I need to go into Reservation Guild. Okay, so then here's my idea, and let me just go ahead and let's see if I can write this to the secretary. Okay, so we're going to put in a new tactic. This is going to be the goal method, and the goal method is essentially a case where let's see. If I may, Mrs. Secretary, I'll just borrow the record really quick. So the goal answers the problem is the host doesn't give
Alternative.
multiple alternatives.
yeah,
Multiple
multiple
alternatives. Okay, alternatives to the guest. So the solution is the host will give two choices, an A choice and a B choice. Okay, so A choice and a B choice, and beforehand, the host should ask the travel plans so that the choices will be a good fit. Yeah? Okay, alright, great. So we have a Western gull, and a Western gull happens when we create a choice. Okay, does that make sense? Should we pick an animal that has a little bit like something
What?
like I'm thinking an animal that has like a sort of a choice.
Oh, no, that's not bird then.
Not a bird, yeah.
Change.
What animal has like essentially like
Deer.
two?
Oh, not deer.
It has two heads. It should have like two sort of decisions, two parts to it.
Wait, two.
Because we're essentially saying that it's a two.
Wait, let me think about
Why
this.
don't call it a worm?
A worm.
Because
Worm, yeah, worm have two
Oh,
heads.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, worm.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call it an earthworm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. We're doing this for the very first time, so you can see we're still trying to. We're like stumbling like kids trying to figure out what the right way is. So, okay, earthworm is the failure point is the host didn't give multiple alternatives to the guest, and also host doesn't send special offer, right? And we know why the host doesn't special offer, because special offer is optional, because it can take too much time to arrange. Okay. All right, so we've caged an animal. Now let's see how many more earthworm cases we'll find. All right, so we'll call this essentially a earthworm.
Earthworm.
Yes, two heads.
Cute name.
Yeah, gangsta. All right, so the next case, we're starting a new case. This is Villa Arindra. So hilarious. Okay. So this is from Alvin, and check the availability, but no info promised as given. And this is terrible. This happened on the 15th. So, okay, let's take a look. Oh, we don't have actually where to find this. I guess this is Jingawayana, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's Jingawayana because it looks like that. So let's bring it up, and let's take a look in the inbox for Juan. All right. I don't think that this is a new case. I think this case happens quite a lot. What animal should we call this?
What
An
does
animal that
it
have a lack
not
of
from it?
Yeah, a hyena.
Hyena?
An animal that lies.
Oh, bunglon. What is bunglon? Bunglon in English, right? Bunglon. Bunglon apa ya, Dom, in English?
Aku tahu tapi lupa.
Bungalong.
Bunglon, yeah. What is bunglon?
How do you spell it?
B-U-N.
Bunglon is an animal that changes colors.
Chameleon.
Chameleon, yeah.
Chameleon. I think we have chameleon for something else. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. What's another lying animal? What's an animal that doesn't isn't true? A fox.
A fox, yeah, a fox. Oh,
Fox,
like a
yeah.
fox. That's
Yeah.
from an idiom, I think.
Yeah.
Fox, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's call it a fox. A fox is the case where the host promises something and doesn't get back to the guest.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Here's the hard part, though. Why do you think foxes happen? Is it because that people are trying to lie to the guest, or is it because of something else?
I think that's because of
No,
something
because they
else.
archive the chat.
Okay, wait. So Dominic
They-
first.
Because they archiving the email and forgot to following up because like there's so many inquiries.
Ah, okay. It's because they're multitasking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we think that this is often due to distractions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why are these distractions happening? Well, what's causing the distractions? Phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Because
WhatsApp
the
group.
inquiry request.
Okay, phone calls, WhatsApp groups. Let's call this. In general, random things that happen without schedule, right? Right. So then that becomes like one of the leading causes. What is the solution to having less foxes?
Sir,
Yes, to Dominic.
yeah, if I may, I usually never archive an email for an inquiry that has not followed up yet.
Oh, so you follow up first and then you finish the email, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so Dominic's
just-
solution.
yeah. I answered, but I didn't archive the email, so another person will know that this email kind of like it's doesn't answer yet.
Means it's incomplete. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, to Cynthia.
Yes, I have my own method. Like, I make a note, so I write down the name of the guest that I haven't finished it, or we have like observation
Mm-hmm.
kind of in squad work.
Okay.
So I put it there, and I still keep it ongoing. So that
Okay. So you document
yeah, I just
the
make it.
issue
Yeah.
and return when it's complete. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm a little bit different with Dominic. Like,
Okay.
I want to see the inbox is clean, so that's
Okay.
why I look.
Oh, okay. So she moves it out of the inbox to keep clean,
Yeah,
and then
I
mix
do
it on and documents it outside. Okay, I think this is actually really interesting, right? We have two different methods here, and each method might be as good as the other method. I think as long as we remember to document, as long as we remember to archive. I think we might have also different loads too as well. I think the squad 4 load is just a little bit higher than maybe the squad 3 load. So there could be differences in prioritizing clean inbox versus a continuous inbox. Okay, great. Are there any other solutions do you think that will fix a fox?
get back, not waiting for but
Right.
they directly search for the answer.
Okay, get back.
Yeah, get
I think this could also be a good idea. I believe Alvin has the right intention, right?
yeah.
I believe that he's not trying to, do this. So I think what could be actually pretty interesting is ask the person what they were doing just before, during this inquiry. Maybe they got interrupted by a sync up. Maybe they got interrupted by, I don't know, a phone call. Maybe they got interrupted by a Gojek delivery, right? And And this happens all the time with me even. Like I miss my interviews because I'm having a conversation with somebody and then boom, right? You lose track of time. Okay, so this could be, I think in general, a sort of a distraction control method that will get foxes. Has anybody seen this? Let me show you my new cool tool, right? Here, I want to share this awesome thing with you. Do you guys know what this is?
No. Oh.
It's fantastic, okay? It's amazing. I love it.
Really?
And, yeah. Okay, this is what it is. It's basically you put this on and then you leave it somewhere and you indicate don't fucking bug me. Right?
Oh.
In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to be wired in and I'm not going to do anything except focus.
Oh.
So 25 minutes is actually pretty cool. I guess if you're doing air support, then you might need to pick up the phone from time to time. But this is actually pretty sweet. So what is it? You start your session with a plan. So oftentimes we start our sessions and we don't even know what we're doing. We're just like, on the computer, right? And then it's so easy to get distracted on the computer because the computers are made to be distracting, right? There's ads floating up everywhere, there's notifications, there's all this crap. But you say, for example, I'm gonna focus on reservations, right? And you commit to that and you start your focus session. So then all you do is reservations.
Oh, I know. That
Yeah.
the sound comes from here.
Sound's coming from here, yeah.
Oh.
So when you finish, right, you stop. And also what the great thing is that you can block all the websites that you don't want to distract you, like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. These things usually have nothing to do with work. So you block that out. Whoops, well, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Whoops. Okay. No! Shit, scheisse. Okay, so let's say Facebook.com, okay, YouTube.com, Twitter.com, Pornhub.com, like what other Medium.com. Okay, none of these during.
Yeah.
I'm just making a point, right? So put all the distracting websites on that list so that you don't get notifications and bing, 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 bing. And then after you finish your 25 minutes, right, it will end, and then you're good, and then you just take a breathing break, right? Take like 5 or 10 minutes.
To your midday relaxation break.
And I shit you not, I have gotten so much more work done.
Midday relaxation.
Shit. Okay, sorry. Stop. Okay, stop. Okay. This method is very simple, but I've realized I get so much done now. What used to take me hours, I get done like in 25 minutes. Like I get all the revenue management done in a single session. I get most of my recruiting done in 2 sessions. So in 1.5 hours, I finish what used to take all day, which is pretty amazing. So I do recommend this as a helpful guidance method. It's called the Pomodoro technique. It's the tomato technique. Pomodoro is tomato in Italian. And essentially it came from these timers. People who do deep focus work, like programmers, writers, content creators, they have this timer. They usually put it on their desk, and if you see the timer running, don't disturb them, right? They're sort of like in the zone. So you set the timer, and it runs 25 minutes, and when it goes ding, then you can, go and defocus. The idea is that it takes a while to focus, and having distractions come in and out, in and out, in and out can be upsetting. If you're handling both things like air support and reservations, what I could recommend is maybe just having different sessions. When you do